Privilege for us to be with you on this Wednesday morning, and it comes to that time of the morning. We call it midweek moment, a moment just to stop and reflect. And this morning, if ever I could get my hands on a DeLorean that can go back in time, I wish I could go back to Saturday afternoon. It happened. My smartphone ended up at the bottom of a swimming pool, and still trying to see if they can actually fix it and if it can work again and can be revived again. And then also the other bum thing was that I went to this particular fast food chain, and they've got this deal that if you spend more than a certain amount, you can enter a competition and potentially win something. But you got to do it on the day that you did the purchase, and I didn't. And then there was that moment when I said something to my wife, and just as I said it, I'm like, why did I say that? Why was my brain not working? Why was my mouth doing the talking? I should have just zipped my lips. I'm sure you too have had those moments. I'm not the only one, right? Please tell me I'm not the only one. But I know for a fact that we've all had those moments from a silly little accident, from a silly decision where somebody's life might have been changed in a small way or in a big way, where you've lost something, where something's broken. If only I had done this, if only that person had said or done something other. But the sad reality is we can't go back in time. We don't have a time machine. Plus, if we went back, wouldn't we end up messing it up maybe worse? But this is the beautiful thing. Number one, God forgives us. It says in his word, in the Old Testament, in that incredible book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 25, God says this, but I am the one who takes care of your sins. That's what I do. I don't keep a list of your sins. So maybe the biggest problem that we have is that we don't forgive ourselves. God forgives us. If we go to him and we ask for forgiveness, he forgives us. But sometimes we are the ones that don't forgive ourselves. We have the list of things, and if only I hadn't done this, if only I hadn't said that, if only I had. No, we've got to forgive ourselves. The second thing I want to emphasize, so number one, God forgives you, so please forgive yourself. The second thing is heaven changes everything. If you live your life with a heavenly perspective, then all of a sudden that expensive smartphone that ended up at the bottom of a swimming pool is relatively insignificant. Yes, my life is a little bit harder because I don't have it, and I have to make plans and, this and that and whatnot. But in terms of eternity and heaven, that's a speed bump, to be honest. It's just a speed bump. It's not an end of the road. It's not a life-altering, terrible thing. And so in our lives, if we work with those two things, remembering God forgives you, accepting his forgiveness, going to him and saying, God, I've made a mess of this. Please help me. Please forgive me. And then secondly, saying, okay, let's put this into an eternity perspective. Let's put this into perspective of heaven, where we're going to spend the rest of eternity. Then maybe it's not so bad. But again, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you've experienced. I don't know what bad things have been said to you, maybe. Maybe you're the one that needs to forgive that other person. Maybe you're the one that needs to choose to say, in terms of eternity, the hurt and the experience that I had, I'm going to put it to rest. But here's the most important thing, to remember, God doesn't just forgive us, he also loves us. Have a blessed day, and may you experience his forgiveness and his love. Enjoy.